Chad, we have a quote here from someone, which is an unlikely person to quote for acting, but it's from David Bowie.
Mm-hmm.
And I just found it the other day. I thought it was interesting. And the quote said, as you get older, questions come down to about 2 or 3 things. How long, and what do I do with the time that I have left? And the reason this kind of stuck out to me was I'm just thinking about it in my own life.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering for you, does this bring up anything interesting? Just because, you know, life changes after the 20s, and this is...
Yeah, I mean, I just turned 40, and so that question definitely looms. It's like, well, how much longer? How am I going to go? And what more do I have to do here? There's a lot to do. I feel like 40 is the new 20, maybe, I don't know. And it makes me reflect on all of my time that I've spent in Los Angeles and pursuing an acting career. And I look back and I'm like, thank God, because when you're young, you don't really realize what you're getting into, and I kind of had my blinders on and I'm like, well, nothing is gonna get here. I'm gonna go and do it. And I'm very lucky that it happened, because it doesn't happen for a lot of people. So 22 years in, I'm like, but it's still just as hard as it was.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're an incredibly young 40.
Thank you.
You have
Thank
on your
you.
side, yeah.
Yeah.
But now, do you think maybe there'll be new roles? Maybe not Jesse, or maybe Jesse reinvented.
Right.
But now there's a whole new thing open to you as a 40-year-old male.
Right.
Which you could still pass for a way younger, but...
Right. No, I appreciate that. I can't do high school anymore. I'm pushing college. But it definitely worked for me when I was younger. I mean, I played, I was 20 playing 15, so now I can still play 30s. But it definitely lends me to do more interesting roles, I think, now, because I have grown into myself. I know who I am. I'm much more confident in who I am. When you're in that late 20s, 30s, I kind of squandered a bit, because I'm like, well, I don't really fit here, and I don't really fit here. So now that I've come into my 40s, I feel very confident about where I'm going. So,
where did you think you didn't fit in? That's interesting, because I don't see you that way, but I'm just curious where, because I could see you fitting into so many roles, but...
Well, I wasn't quite a man, as funny as that sounds. I'm in my 30s, and in my early 30s were a really tough time in this business, because I started out by getting big roles right away. I mean, I started working, my first audition I booked, and my career started kind of like here. And then as I was 30, I kind of had to backtrack a little bit and sort of sort out what a lot of actors go through in the beginning of their careers, trying to get the hustle. And so I kind of had to step back a little bit and reassess everything. So I wasn't quite an older guy, to play this role, and I wasn't quite young enough. I was just kind of interesting enough. My early 30s, it was an awkward stage for me, as weird as that is. So.